Hello folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and we are in the Python basic series for beginners. So our today's topic is nested loops. What is a nested loop? So a loop inside a loop is called as nested loop. To better understand this, we will straight away start with the problem statement. So our problem statement is a user will provide us with the count of numbers for which the multiplication table is required, and then enter those many numbers for which the multiplication table will be displayed. Okay. For example, first a user will be asked for a count of numbers, and suppose he enters 2. So there are two multiplication tables that are expected. Then the user will ask for the first number, will be prompted for the first number. Suppose user enters 5, then the multiplication table of 5 should be displayed, and then again the user will be asked to enter the second number. Suppose if user enters 10 at that time, then the multiplication table of 10 will be printed in the output. I hope the question itself is clear. See, whenever we get a question, we should be clear first what is to be done. As I said in previous video as well, break down the question into two. Now here into multiple parts. Okay, so here I could see two parts. There, first one is to take the count of numbers for which the multiplication table is required. So for that, I have written this first statement. I have just taken the code beforehand, and I'm already ready with this code to save some time for us. Now this first statement is for getting the count of number for which multiplication is required. Okay, so I'll just put it here so that we understand better. Then what we are doing, we are trying to initialize a while loop. Okay, for that I just store 1 in variable called I. So I is equal to 1. Then while I is less than equal to t, this while loop is for iterating over the count of numbers. Suppose you enter 3 numbers, then it will take first number, second number, and third number. So this becomes your outer loop to iterate over the count of numbers for which multiplication table will be displayed. Okay, now say while I is equal to 1, so for first 1 comes in here, 1 is less than t. Suppose user enters count as 2. Okay, suppose for just understanding purpose. So what will happen, the count is initialized from 1. So 1 is less than equal to 2. Yes, the condition will be true, and then it will ask to enter the first number. That's the reason we have the input statement yet again. Okay, so user will enter here first number, whatever number he wants to enter. This is for entering the first first number, or entering the number for which multiplication is to be done. Multiplication table will be displayed. Okay, so in the first iteration, obviously it will be first number. In second iteration, it will be second number. Then we have another while loop. For that purpose, we have taken another variable j, and we have initialized it over here. J is equal to 1. Now what is happening? This while loop inside a while, this one is the outer while for iterating over the count of numbers. Now we have a number, and with that number we need to display a multiplication table. Suppose user enters 5 as mentioned here. So j is equal to 1, all these things will be done. My n would be 5, right? So while j is less than equal to 5, now this j is for counting the multiplication table from number of multiples specified. So j here is what? A multiple. Like if you want table to be displayed till 5, I mean fifth multiple, it will be 5 here. If we want 10 multiples, then it will be 10 here. And what we want to do actually, a multiplication. So multiplication is done by asterisk operator. By now we already know this. All right, and j is equal to j plus 1. Each and every time j should increment, the multiple should increment. First time it should multiply by 1, second time it should multiply by 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And next would be I is equal to I plus 1. After printing the output for the first multiplication table, we also need to go for the second number. So this, if you look at the indentation, this I lies with the outer for loop. Okay, so this I will be I is equal to 1 plus 1, that is 2. It will go here again. I said suppose it is 2. So again it will check 2 less than equal to 2. Yeah, that's true. Then it will come again over here, it will ask for entering second number, and then it will print the multiplication table for the second number, and we will get the output. After that again I will be I is equal to 3. Then it will check in the outer while I less than equal to 3, and the condition will get false, and it will exit the outer while loop as well. All right, so let's run this code and see what is the output. So first we enter the numbers. So this is t. Okay, count of numbers for I want it for two numbers. And first multiplication table, the number I would enter, okay, 4. So this is the multiplication table for 4 till fifth multiple. Okay, if you want all 10, you can mention 10 over here. Now if I want it for some other number, that is 8, then I will get the multiplication table for 8 till 5 multiples. It came till 5 multiples because I have mentioned 5 over here. If I mention 10, I will get for the 10 multiples. Now to better visualize and understand it, whatever small doubts we have, we will clear through our friend Python tutor that we used in the last video as well. So just take this code and put up here in Python tutor. It's not necessary that always you use Python tutor. You may be aware of some other tools which can visualize better, and you can use that as well. The intention here is to make you understand how is the thing working, how is the nested loop working. All right, so I'll just type on visualize. Click on visualize button. See, again the red arrow indicates that this will be the next line to be executed, and the green arrow will indicate that line has executed. Now starting from the first line, the red arrow is here, it asks for entering the user input. Okay, so I will just enter the input for the user, that is a count of numbers. So I'll enter 2 over here as I took it earlier. Just hold on. Okay, 2, 2, yeah. I'll submit here. You can see here in variable t 2 got stored. That means it is looking for multiplication of two numbers. Okay, multiplication table of two numbers. Then I'll just click next. Now here in this case, while I is less than equal to t, the step is executed. Now let's go to the next step. Again, I is equal to 1 was executed earlier, so 1 got stored in I. Now it is showing that it has come inside the loop. Okay, while I less than equal to t, the condition got true, so it came inside the loop. Now it is asking for the first number over here. So first number is what? Say 5. I submit this. Okay, now it comes to n. In n, number 5 will be stored. Now it has come to the next line, that is j is equal to 1. Now this is just for initializing in the loop which is inside the outer loop. So this is the inner loop and this is the outer loop. Okay, next. Yeah, so j is less than equal to 5, and 1 got stored in j, and now it will check for j is less than equal to 5. That is true because it will initiate from 1. Now just observe the execution. How is the loop working? Now it has to calculate the multiplication table for number 5, and it has to print n into j. Now j, this loop will run for 5 times. Just have a look at it carefully, observe how it is working. Okay, so here now j is equal to 1, so 5 into 1. Okay, so 5 gets printed. Look at the output here, 5 gets printed. Then in the next step, it doesn't go out, it comes back, increments j is equal to j plus 1, increments j will be 2, 2 is less than equal to 5. Again yes, so 5 into 2 will get executed, and you will see 10 over here. Again j will get increment and j will change to 3. Look at this, j has changed to 3. Okay, after j changes to 3, again it will check 3 is less than equal to 5. The condition is true. Whatever inside, that is the print statement n into j, will get executed. So n into j this time will be 15. 5 into 3, look at the output here, 15. Okay, and then the next thing is, it will again go and check increment j will be 4, and go and check in the while condition statement that j is less than equal to 5. So 4 is less than equal to 5 is true. Then again next, it will print 20 because 5 into 4 is 20, and j is equal to j plus 1. Now this time j is equal to 4 plus 1, that is 5. So j will change to 5. Look at this. J has changed to 5. 5 is less than equal to 5. Yes, the condition is true. So 5 into 5 is equal to 25. When it prints this, you will see 25 in the output. And now j will be 6 after the increment. Look at this. And again it checks if it is less than equal to 5. Now it will come out of this inside while loop. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. This is the inside while loop. Now the focus has to come out of this and go into the outside while loop. So when I click on next, see the statement has the execution has come out of the inside while, because it has performed all the iterations required. Now I will change, and I is equal to I plus 1. So I was initialized to 1, and whatever outer loop was run for the first number out of the count. So 2 was the count, first one was done. Now I becomes 2, so it will check the same logic what we did for first number. It will check it for the second number. So 2 is less than equal to 2. Yes, true. Again we will enter the second number, whatever number we want. We will enter here, say 6. We submit this. Okay, after submitting, again the inner loop will get initiated, and the multiplication table this time for 6 will be printed. So you can see here, see 6 came in, and now everything will change again. There you go. N became 6. J is equal to 1 again. J will change. J will keep on changing, because it should be 6 into 1, 6 into 2, 6 into 3. So we are printing up till 5 multiples. So it will revolve inside this while loop for 5 times. So 5 iterations for each number. So total of 10 iterations happen here. Okay, in the inside loop. Look at this. And it will come out once j becomes 6. See, j became 6. It came out. Again, I is equal to, this time 2 plus 1, that is 3. It will check over here, and our program will stop executing because the condition will get false. So that's how we actually applied a loop inside a loop. That means one loop was taking care of printing the multiplication, and another loop was counting how many numbers will be there. So it started counting from 1. We took 2 numbers, so it stopped at 2. If it would have been 3, it would have stopped at 3. Okay, so there also loop was required to keep a track on that how many numbers will be required. Okay, so that's about the execution of nested while loop. Okay, now let's see, by changing this to 10, as I was saying earlier, that if you change this to 10, you'll get the output accordingly. I enter the number, I enter 2 numbers I want. If I enter table of 3, I will get till 30. If I enter table of 4, I will get all the table till 40, starting from 4 into 1, 4 into 2, like this, 4 to 40. All right, so it depends on the problem statement and the way you think, to implement that problem. So if you divide the problem into parts, here there were 2 parts. First part was to um, to iterate over the count of numbers, so that we can take each and every number. And the second part was to print the multiplication for that number. Okay, so that's about the nested while for this example, that is printing the multiplication of entered numbers. Okay, and if you say, as per the definition in the outer loop, let's find out as per the definition we discussed in our earlier video. This is the outer loop condition. Okay, condition of outer loop. Then this was the initialization for outer loop, and okay, this was the task for the outer loop, and this was the increment, that is the updation for outer loop. Here what was the task for outer loop. Okay, as I mentioned in my earlier video when I was studying basic while loop, that in a while loop there will be 3 steps, that is initialization, then condition, and then updation. And whatever the task will be there to be performed, that will be whatever task that will be there inside a while loop. So I'm just trying to show it that here also the same case follows for the inside as well as the outside loop. So the initialization of inside loop is here, sorry, it's here. uh, this is the initialization, and this is the condition, and then this is the updation part. Okay, so I hope this is clear how the nested loops work. So if you want to execute it yet again, you can execute. Just hold on, let me check what has happened here. Hmm. Now, let's take three numbers. First number, say first number is 2, it gives me the table. Second number is 3, gives me the table of 3. And the third number is 4, it gives me the table of 4. And it doesn't ask me a number again. So my program is working absolutely fine. And that's all about the nested while loops. So thank you for watching. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you very much.